Friends, fans, followers, leaders, and true believers. I'm here with
Joel. Joel Castellanos.
Hey, Joel.
He's like, who, me?
What a surprise.
Happy to be here.
Hell yeah, dude. Veteran service officer, former Navy Seabee, and my co-pilot, Mr.
Yeah, I'm Carlos DeJesus. Still here.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for still being here, man.
Yeah, still here.
It. Air Force veteran.
Oh,
SF, not Special Forces.
Yeah,
But,
the security forces.
I would still use that. I'd have been like, yeah, it was SF in the Air Force, though.
I still call it SF.
Because you don't want to assume they're not Special Forces.
Right.
Maybe they'll,
I say that to people who get too excited about hearing that I was in the military. I'm like, oh, yeah, I was Air Force. Oh, what'd you do? SF.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. You were Air Force Special Forces? What'd you fly? Flew the M16, bro.
Yeah.
M16A2.
Gate guard.
Uh-huh.
For all
I checked IDs.
For all the dissing the Air Force does, those PJs are bad motherfuckers, man.
Yeah,
so
for
it's
sure.
Just like, yeah. So it's like, come on, man. Those are like Navy SEAL fucking 911.
Paramedics, yeah.
So, thanks for coming down, Joel, veteran service officer, man. This is like the first time.
Wait, you were an officer?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, like,
Okay. I was like,
actually, that's my bad. Veteran service officer is what he does now, and this is the first time we're going live, so it's kind of like experimental. We're recording, and we got people that are probably asking us questions that we can't see anyway.
Yeah, because it's in a computer in another room.
Yeah, so and
I can probably look it up on my phone.
yeah, we'll figure it out later as we go. But some of the shit that people ask, I do have a couple questions I'd like to ask in a little bit. But first off, man, what does a veteran service officer do?
So a veteran service officer is... It's like a job, social worker, and we help veterans get connected with their benefits. There's a lot of things because, there's VA benefits, VA healthcare benefits, the cemetery, which you don't want to always do cemetery stuff.
Right.
But I shouldn't say that. You don't always want to be buried in a military cemetery, but there is other programs.
Right.
So there's a lot of things. The most common one and the popular one is getting compensation for any injuries in service and educational benefits.
All right, we'll start with that. So, like, when you come in, and then you got like a laundry list of things that are bad. Like, as you're getting ready to separate, you got like all these, like, maybe your fucking hands are fucked up, your legs are fucked, whatever it might be.
Generally, the back.
Yeah,
especially if you wear a lot of gear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so how do I process all that?
Well, you have to have a DD-214.
Okay.
Well, okay. Yeah, okay.
Right.
You get guys that like
Go on.
retiring, separating legal hold. They don't have a DD-214.
Okay.
You can still do a claim, but you might tell them, wait till you get your DD-214.
Gotcha.
You have to have honorable discharge or general and honorable conditions
All right.
to be kind of eligible.
So, like, because a lot of people, and that's where the big misconception is like a lot of people pop for like weed or something like that, and they do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they usually have like an other than honorable. Are they compensated as well, or
If you have a bad discharge, we're talking about bad conduct,
Right.
TH,
general other than honorable?
or like, yeah, there we go, that one. So there's, you can file a claim.
But it's
For
not.
injuries that you sustain in service, you might not get compensated.
Okay, because we just want to tell those guys they can just stop listening now.
No,
I'm just fucking with you, man.
You can get service connected, but they just won't compensate you.
Okay,
But that means you're eligible for health care
all right.
and getting treatment for those injuries.
But it's for the specific one. So say like if I
Yeah.
have like carpal tunnel or asthma or something like that I contracted while I was on active duty. That's still okay.
Yeah, that's still a benefit. You might not be getting money for it, but you're at least getting health care.
Right.
Not coming out of your pocket, or if you're...
Yeah, and that's very important, I'd
Right.
imagine, Because I'd imagine, they're probably not getting the most amount of money,
Yeah.
With those type of discharges. Like, and, that's just a generalization saying that some people are very successful, I'd imagine, getting out. But, I'd imagine people with other than honorable and have a hard time.
Yeah, it kind of... it's like having a... Not equivalent having like a felony, but, it's kind of like a mark on your record.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a weird record that really just either exists or doesn't. It's a weird thing.
And it depends like what stage in your career too. Because if it's boot camp, it's like it's just a long job implication. And it's like we're not hiring you.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
You know, and then so what's the average thing that people come in for then? Like benefits wise and stuff.
At the LA office, it's new claims.
Okay.
Or people that are getting, what is the word? They got denied or they didn't get a high enough rating.
Right.
Kind of thing like that.
Well, for me, you helped me out with the reconsideration.
Yeah.
You know, and that was where mine was messed up because they didn't. It was just kind of like I felt like I went through a car wash.
Yeah.
It was like I went in and out. I mean, they paid me barely any mind, and I took the stuff to Joel. I mean, I've been talking to him off and on Facebook, getting advice, and then and he's like, "Come by," and we did. You know, it's the best lunch I think I've ever bought because it definitely helped me out.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, and like every veteran, every time period is different. Even you didn't deploy, but you were doing some sort of heavy
right. Well, I mean,
stuff
by your MOS
right.
rating or whatnot. So
yeah, there's a lot of things. So for the most part, people want to do a new claim,
right.
And that's like your first ever claim. You never got any connected. You're not getting compensation. You're paying for healthcare through work. So,
Is there a time frame that I have to do a new claim?
No.
Okay, so
anytime.
you can do a new claim at any time.
It's just not as successful as a more
right
recent
because
one.
then it can say non-service connected because that's what like I spent 20 years in the military. How's this not service connected?
There's a few things that kind of like get overlooked.
Right.
Most of the time, it's because people got out and they had a bad experience with the military. They went to the VA one time and they had a bad experience, so they never went back. So
it took me 8 months to file.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like the second time when I wanted to reconsider because I was so upset
and
with the way
I think they had did they lower your rating or something?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Like
right.
you're fine now.
yeah. Thank you so much for that. All right. So here's the thing too. Like when I went for reconsideration and I sat down, I talked to these doctors, and then like I do have carpal tunnel, man. My hands, like I can't grab things like I normally should. In my job, I was a welder, so we did construction 20 fucking years. So on there, and then my neck, I had a car wreck, but I didn't have the documentation that I was in a car wreck. Mm-hmm. And there's there's a bunch of things where this doc, he lowered everything, and then my asthma. I wanted to bump up on my asthma because of that. So he says my carpal tunnel not service connected, neck not service connected, and back, which I did get looked at a different person, and they were like, "Oh, you should get 20 for this." So I got 20% for my back, and then my lungs was at 30%, and then they dropped it to 0. I'm like, how do you drop asthma?
Yeah, that's
to
that doesn't
0.
make sense.
And I was like, I was in the freaking deployments to the desert, right?
Right.
And then, so I was in the hospital. I get out of the hospital. And I'm like, I checked my mail, and like I was in the hospital for freaking asthma, and I was at home. I'm doing nebulizer the home game. I'm looking like Darth Vader and shit with the mask on, and and then I get in the mail. It says that we found that you're not service connected for your asthma anymore or something. So I went from 30% to 0. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I took a picture, a selfie of me doing my breathing machine. I sent it to this guy. I'm like, how is this not service connected? And then I went down and I talked to you guys, and it was just like a reconsideration for that. And I had seen another doc. Yeah. And then they put in the paperwork, but I was so frustrated about the neck and about the neck thing and my thumbs and hands. I didn't go back, and that's where I think they fuck with us. I mean, they have the power to, and it really deters you from going back. You know what I mean? And then
it's off-putting.
Yeah, it's very off-putting.
Is that something you see a lot?
Yeah, all the time, especially in the older Vietnam, even some Korea vets. There's not a lot of World War II vets.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Well, not anymore. But
they're dying off every day. It's kind of sad. But, I mean, they're like in their 90s, even in their hundreds. So there's a lot of guys and women, because, there's women.
Yeah, man.
They got mistreated. They didn't like what they saw. They heard horror stories, and they never went back. And then now they're kind of broke. They have to pay for health care. They're not getting by on their Social Security or their pension, so they come in.
Right.
We help them out and see what they're eligible for. A very basic claim is like hearing loss and tinnitus, which
huh?
So most people, if they can hear you talk, they won't get rated for hearing loss.
Right.
But maybe they'll just get it in 1 year, right? So just depends.
Well, that's like because I have a permanent like ring. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
and then
tinnitus.
Yeah, and that's
Tinnitus or whatever.
Tinnitus.
Yeah. So like if you have a permanent ring, man, that's like I think 10% right off the
10%.
thing.
It's $136. It also makes you eligible for healthcare regardless of your income.
So and that's
that's neat.
Income base.
So that's where I want another thing too. I want to talk about 0%.
0% is service connected.
So like if I had tinnitus and I went in there and they put 0%.
I don't think they put 0, but if
Well, not for tinnitus. So I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
But they would for like, all right, they did that with my hips.
Yeah.
You know, my hips are fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
I use a cane. I have a handicap parking placard.
Abnormal gait.
But I have 0%. Thank you to the VA for that. And I'm so stubborn to want to go back.
Yeah.
I should, but I'm like, fuck them, you know.
And then all you need is if you get zeros or like 10 or like the very minimum, you can always get a doctor to examine you at the VA on your own time and get like a statement, this condition is worsened.
Yeah, because that's a...
Put in a claim for an increase. If you don't bring any evidence and you say, hey, my hips got bad, put me for an increase, gladly, I'll put you for the increase. You might get denied.
Yeah.
You have to submit it. That's really what it comes down to, the evidence and having the injury still. A lot of people maybe rolled their ankle, broke it, fractured it in service because we run all the time.
All
we
the time.
wear shitty boots and jumping out of cars or whatever.
Remember back in the day when we used to like get out of vehicles before, you know, near ambushes? That was the thing. Like, oh, get out of the vehicle.
Pile out of the truck.
Just jump out. Just jump on each other.
Funny story.
It's totally great. Just jump off the MTVR.
I was like a boot and we went to is it BCS 2? Or
yeah,
BCS
yeah.
1?
Bak when it was called Basic Combat
CERTS.
Skills.
Yeah, the CERTS class.
Yeah.
And they stopped us. We're in the back of a 5-ton. And they're like, ambush, or whatever they say. And everyone's supposed to jump out of the truck. And it's 4 foot drop. And they stop us in a puddle. And the guy's like, there's a puddle, I'm not jumping. So what happens? He gets pushed out the damn back of the truck. And he falls face first in a pile of mud and probably urine, too. Who knows?
Who knows what was in there?
Yeah.
He just had to eat it at that point.
He should have jumped. He would have just got his boots wet. But instead, he got it all wet. So.
Yeah, that's his
That
fault.
could be him, yeah.
I don't want to play today.
I'm in first class.
It don't matter.
No,
That's what I retired as. It was time to play the game. You play the fucking game.
Yeah. So, yeah, he should get service connected or something.
He's probably getting 0%.
He should do. I need to find him.
He's got lockjaw. He's somewhere in Gulfport,
Yeah.
Mississippi, trying to find his other 4 teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Shit. So
there's a lot of stuff, man.
There's a lot of stuff. You're
Time
right.
we got, but we got to cover some.
But here's the thing. So say like this is where what is really really tricky and it's hard to follow along with unless you have somebody walk you through it.
Yes, correct.
And I appreciate you doing this. Is like because there's all these, you know how like you get rated at 20%, 30%, 15%, 90%, blah blah blah. How is that matrix figured out?
So they call it VA math, but really it's if you listen to what I'm saying, you'll kind of get it. And it's like it's real math. You are only one person. One person equals 100%.
Yeah.
So each condition that you get rated for has it gets rated based on severity, how bad, or the maximum amount that they believe it should be compensated with. Arms and legs, it's like the max is like 40. And that's usually if you're missing it. Like if you're missing your arm, they give you like 40%. But
jeez,
that's 40% of you, right? And then if you're missing both arms, it's 40 and 40. And then they add a bilateral factor, which is like little multiplication. It'll be pretty much 80% for 2 things.
Right.
But the when you have a bunch of things, it's like 50% for PTSD, and then you have the remainder. That 50% is 50%. So the next rating is only equals to 50%, whatever that 50% remainder is.
It's
so
like half of a half of a half of a half.
So it keeps adding up or ending up in less than what you.
Where could I find that matrix? Because like what they do is it's like this numbers, right? And then so say like you got 90%, you go to the 90 mark.
Yeah.
And then the next one, the next column, is a percent. So say like it was.
There's actually an app. Let me just pull it up.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an app?
It does it for you.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Cause
really?
That would really.
What's the
help.
name of this app?
It's a Calc, VETCALC. And
Yeah,
it's
because
for the iPhone
you actually
and
sat
Android.
down with me.
Huh.
And it took like almost like 5 minutes to describe how this chart works, because there's so many people that are like, I'm rated. I got like 300% disability, and I'm like, well.
Oh.
Yeah, that's if you keep adding 10% plus 30% plus 60% plus, because that right there puts you at 100. But realistically, that really puts you at 70.
Yeah, something so minute. But that's what it is. And if you don't know, even I was like, whoa, hold on, that should be higher. But then there's like, it also benefits you when they add them like that. I shouldn't say it benefits you, but then you kind of have an idea of what you need for the next compensated amount. For like 4 years, I was 44%.
Right.
Getting paid at 40. And all I needed was even a 10% would have bumped me up to like 40 something, and I would have got at 50.
At the 5 mark, that puts you at the next number.
Yeah,
so like if you're at 95%, you're 100%.
I'm downloading Vet Calc right now.
Yeah. It's cool. It has left arm, right arm, and then it does the bilateral effect for you. So like 10. Oh wait, no. Left arm 10, right arm 10. It's 21% because it adds 1.9 for the bilateral effector. I don't know what the calculation is.
Everything is practically like half of a half of a half of a half.
And then if you go into the thing, you can do dependents. So however many dependents you have.
Cool.
And if you're single or married, and it tells you exactly the amount. It's amazing. I don't know the page. If you want to look it up, it's on the VA website though. So it's like a matrix. So you start at whatever your highest rating is.
It just took me forever to figure out how to find that.
Start all over again.
Wow, this app is it's kind of cool.
The biggest thing is make sure like when you try to figure out to do the chart, like the app thing, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
The chart, take your highest ones and then go from there, and then like so your 90s, your 70s, and say blah blah.
Right.
And then, all right, so I got rated on whatever, and I think it's bullshit. What's my next thing? Take it to you.
Bring it to a VSO or
at
me.
Bob Hope and Figueroa.
Yeah. And what you want to do is you bring the letter. Not all the VSOs have access to the VA system.
Right.
Or if they're off-site, it's down. You don't want to have to be on the phone. Sometimes the VA in the morning will answer within a couple of minutes. But if you go in the afternoon, especially on the West Coast, the East Coast side of the VA shuts down. So you only have, like Utah, Arizona, and maybe California that will answer the phone.
Wow, that's so crazy. So little for so many people.
Yeah. But if you call in the morning, I've gotten through in like 2 minutes in the mornings. And the most I waited was like 8. But after lunch, man, it's over. Yeah.
There's no chance. Yeah, there's no chance.
So
and it's like the 800 suicide hotline. They put you on hold till the next day.
Shit. So that you bring the letter, we look it over, and the letter will tell you what they need in order to grant the highest rating, or the next highest rating, I should say. What you need to get service connected, or what's missing.
Yeah.
Most times, we don't have any evidence that this injury happened in service or was aggravated by service. And you're like, no, I fell, I went to the ER.
Right.
What happened? So then you would, ideally you have your records with you. You don't necessarily need them. It's like a 6-month wait to get your records, and even then it's on the disc.
Yeah.
I'm
from the time where they wrote it out by hand, so not everything's legible.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
And then there's the newer stuff that's typed up. So it's hit or miss.
I had because I'm fairly new to the retirement game. What I did was I took my service record, and then I made 2 copies and made sure it was one-sided.
Yeah.
Because it's like some guy who's getting paid probably minimum wage just to scan every one of these little fucking documents. Yeah. So let's just make life a lot easier for them. Let's just make everything one-sided. Yeah. So I took 2 copies, one for me, one for them. You have to separate your mental health, so from your regular, right? And then you submit that to you guys, and you keep your one for yourself.
Scan it, send the hard copy to the VA, and then let them decide. Usually, what ends up happening is they'll see a injury or treatment in service, or they'll look at your DD-214 and assign if you like combat or any combat awards, combat zone, humanitarian relief.
Right.
You can get an exam without a diagnosis. However, they might rate you at like 30%, 50%. Which, if you have a combat action ribbon, combat infantry badge, what else is there? Combat action badge. What does the Air Force have?
It's
It's a ribbon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a ribbon.
It's a ribbon. Yeah. Those are usually engaging the enemy or being engaged by the enemy, getting blown up. So they'll just automatically award. I shouldn't say award. For the most part, they'll award you something, and then based on how bad you are after your exam, if you don't shower, if you're suspicious, they go off a lot of things.
Right.
And you can get 30, 50, 70, or 100 if you're super fucked up.
Yeah.
Some people are, though.
Some people, some people
and
for
they don't
sure
know
are.
It. They don't know it. So I always tell people, we can do the claim. You have PTSD, more than likely, go get screened. The vet centers will treat you for mental health issues, including PTSD if you're a combat veteran or if you're a victim of MST, which is MST is military sexual trauma.
Yeah.
1 in 5 people get some sort of assault.
Right, and that's one thing too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I had a girl on the show like a couple weeks ago, and then she had some shit that happened to her.
Yeah, it's fucked
up. And we talked about it after, but she's like, I was like, this is what we should have been talking about while we're in here, so she'll be back. But there's a lot of people, and the thing is, they think it's their fault, or they're afraid of losing orders or something like that, and then that's where it's like for females, it's really fucked up because especially before, before the turn of the century, like especially before tailhook, so. Is that something you're seeing a rise in now, or?
Yes, it's more. It's tough asking people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's a little awkward. It's a very personal question.
So I always say, if any injuries, assaults, personal assaults, anything that might have happened that you're not sure, just give me a brief, headline.
Right.
Don't tell me the whole story, because.
You're still going to have to do it again, like 30 more times.
And sometimes I've seen some DD-214s where the person got kicked out because they were gay, homosexual, whatever the case, their sexual orientation. And they put it on there.
Yeah.
Homosexual, sexual orientation.
Well, that was
misconduct or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, because pre-94, I think, 94, 95 is before the Don't Ask, Don't. That's when Clinton put in Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And then, because when I was coming in 96, there was actually questions on there. Are you homosexual? And all this other shit. And then they're like, you can't answer those questions. I was like, well, not.
Yeah, those are leading questions anyways.
There's a Simpsons episode.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I mean, but they're like, well, you can't answer them anyway because it's a new form we got to go with. I'm like, okay, cool, well, whatever. So then,
Then you were able to stay in, but if you got caught doing something or if you were perceived or you admitted it, they would separate you. And sometimes you would get honorable, sometimes you would get a bad discharge, or
like an other than honorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy he got thrown out. He was Navy, and they threw him out as a second class, but they brought him back as a first class because that time frame where he should have got promoted. There's that window where he was thrown out for wrongdoing.
Yeah.
And it's funny or sad either way you look at it. That was a thing because nobody gives a shit anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's just like
nobody gave a shit when I was in. Right. There was somebody in my unit that was clearly like when I first met this kid, he was wearing high heels, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, well, whatever, man. Nobody cared. Yeah. He was a cool guy.
My last.
He's a very cool guy.
I think half the girls were dating girls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a good dude.
Oh yeah.
It's like. And it's like nobody cared. Yeah. And honestly, that was actually pretty hot. But because I like girls and watching girls kiss. But that's a whole nother story for another day. And then I had Topher Porta. He's a dude, openly homosexual. Good for him. You know what I mean? He's one of my favorite people to talk about Star Wars with. You know what I mean? Like so who cares?
Yeah.
Really. It's just things have changed.
But they ended up with bad discharge. They got in trouble. They couldn't get a job. They have depression. Now they're anxious. Now they're like, they don't tell people that they're veterans. They don't get the veterans preference. And you look at this D-214 and there's homosexual bad conduct discharge, other than general under petition.
So is that something that they can get fixed?
Oh yeah.
All right. So if somebody, all right, good. So if somebody is out there got discharged for being homosexual, they
can fix that.
They can
because that's complete garbage.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's fucked up.
If you want to do a discharge period, you can go to vets.gov. You search discharge upgrade, and it'll have the forms, and then it has like a questionnaire. You can get it upgraded all the way up to the honorable.
All right.
If you were on the, I've seen it. Most corrections
As you
are
should
done
be
on a
honorable.
215.
Right.
But for those cases, they'll give you a brand new DD-214 and it'll make corrections. So you have to have the evidence that
And
happened.
that's not like a
It shouldn't be
214
on there.
Charlie or whatever.
No,
Yeah.
it's a legit 214. And
that shouldn't be on there at all. That's,
Yeah.
not at all.
And it takes a year to 2 years for those cases.
Right.
If you have a bad discharge or maybe you were... There's also a new case that's going on. If you have a PTSD from any incident and you got a bad discharge, a lot of times you act out, you get depressed, you don't do your duties, whatever, right? Because you're depressed. Something happened. Maybe you saw your buddy get killed.
Understand.
Someone assaulted you, whatever. You can get those upgraded as well. It still takes about 2 years.
Right. There's a lot of bureaucracy behind it. And
then those, they take a little footwork, but if you go to the vets.gov website, it actually outlines it for you. And it also provides the form so you can fill it out and submit it.
See, that's the thing I noticed too, especially like a little bit after we started hitting Afghan and then Iraq, is that you'd see some of these guys and gals where they did their fucking ground pounders. These guys are some. I mean, their Marines are crannies too, but at the same time, they're bad motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But they get back to paper tiger fucking land, where they're working under some guy who's never seen any shit, doesn't understand the situation, doesn't understand why this CB or this Marine is acting out of sorts. Yeah. It's like, because he's seen some shit.
Yeah.
And you can't just conform right back to filling out 1250 for a goddamn fucking sledgehammer.
Yeah.
You know.
We get depression, we get
right. And these guys
super depressed, and we drink a lot, and we don't tell anyone, we don't ask for help. No one.
Exactly.
You know, I got out in 2012. A lot of people were, I don't want PTSD, I'm going to get kicked out.
Exactly.
I want to re-enlist.
I want to own a gun.
Yeah.
I don't want PTSD.
Yeah.
I can't buy a gun in California.
Yeah. So
you know, and that's the thing. Where I mean, like, I talk to team guys all the fucking time down in Coronado for retirements and reenlistments, and you know, and CBs. I consider them team guys too, because they're doing all this shit with them. They're not team guys, but you know what I mean. They work for them,
right?
So it's like, and that's their whole thing. Is like, I don't want to report that for that exact same reason. It's sad, dude.
But you don't need a lot of evidence for any PTSD incidents. You just need to write a statement. If you have a combat award,
that helps for sure.
It's already, the narrative is already written, so you get an exam. But it helps to speak to someone, maybe just for your own, not just talking about money or compensation, but it might help you out. It might help
just speak to somebody else.
Identify what your triggers are and how to, you know, kind of not get to that point. Be aware if you're going to act out, too. That also helps. You can get arrested, end up in jail, and get in some big trouble. I've also done a lot of claims for people that went to jail and got out. And when you go to jail, if you're getting service connection, they'll bump you down to, like, I think it's 10%, no matter what it is. If you're at 10%, they bump you down to 5%.
Oh, wow.
While you're in jail?
While you're in jail, prison, yeah. So, and then if you're getting a non-service connected pension, they stop that completely.
Oh, shit.
So it's a mess. But, I mean, it's not like it's difficult when you get out to start it up again. You just have to provide some evidence. But then, like, that also kind of aggravates what you're
going
doing.
To jail, right?
Yeah. You know, it might aggravate what if you have PTSD or if you have injuries, now you can't get treatment or service, or you just get shitty. I'm assuming it's shitty. I've never been, but prison doctors. Some doctors are biased. They're like, fuck, no, you don't have shit wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt about one of the VA doctors, dude. I felt like this guy just, because this is the one that everything was not service connected and dropped my fucking asthma. So that's one thing I think is weird, because the VA gets a weird rap because you have like basically three parts to it. You know what I mean? Like, you have the guys that really do give a fuck. I don't know about how your feelings are, but the Wilshire Hospital, most of the people in that building are good fucking docs, and they really want to help out. And then also when you sit the people that are screening you, they're just, did somebody take your lunch money when you were a kid? You know what I mean? Like, it's like some of these people are like, what the fuck was this guy's problem when they were younger?
They're biased, man. They're just like, nah, you shouldn't be getting this. There's literally people that are like, you don't have any combat. You shouldn't have PTSD.
Right.
And you're like,
well, that's not really how that works.
It's not.
It's really not how that works.
Sometimes I'll get calls.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to do a claim. My friend has PTSD, and he didn't even see any combat. And I was in, Iraq for 2 months, and then I got medevaced, and I'm like, don't care what, let's talk about you, not your friend.
Yeah.
What happened in those 2 months? And then,
Yeah. Speaking of friends, this is probably talking about Sean Halpin. Long story short, real quick, good dude, Marine, comic, and he his family died. Somebody in his family died. They told him suck it up, made him stay through all this shit, and then I think it just really fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Roommate killed himself, just like all kinds of shit. Just suck it up, you know. It was like, what the fuck, man.
You lack support sometimes, so
That's the
that's
truth.
why
And
whenever
then-
they come see me, I always tell them, go to the vet center. I'll even call the vet center and be like, I have a veteran that was interested in your services. How can he apply or what he needs to do? They're like,
Right.
oh, bring your DD-214. We'll walk in. We'll screen you. We'll give you a doctor, and you can come back with an appointment. And they're like, that's it? That's it, dude. That's all you need. That's all you need. And then, I don't know if they haven't come back there, but hopefully they made it there at least.
Yeah, it's not like you
Or
can hold their
insulted
hand when
them.
it goes
Yeah,
in.
you can't really hold their hand
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah, I see between 5 and 10 people a day that actually help, and then sometimes I have to cover the front desk, so I see all of
Yeah.
them, but I don't help all of them.
Right, just not able to.
Yeah, because we have
It's your turn for
other
quarterback
VSOs.
watch.
Yeah, pretty much, or answer phones. There's been a few guys that were ballistic all over the phone, just explosive rage, and then they come in and then they keep coming. A claim, if it's a fast claim, is 3 months. If
Yeah.
it's kind of the standard, right now is about 6 months.
Okay.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, that's not terrible at all,
My
considering
first claim took about a year. And then if it's complicated or if it gets appeals to denials, they're considered closed out. So they deny you with 6 months, that's still a win because now you didn't have to wait a year to get denied.
Right.
So
Right.
we can see what we can do for you. And
It's too bad it's just not like Tinder, swipe left or right if they get benefits. So initially, I think initial claims are pretty quick, man. It seems
Yeah.
right as you're going out. It used to take up to a year or two. Now it seems like people are getting them by the time they're actually off of terminal leave, which that's cool.
Yeah.
And then you're saying usually is up to 6 months for
a fully developed claim, which is the kind of the standard now. There's still the traditional, quote unquote traditional, which is the old way. That one is the one that takes over a year.
Gotcha. And then
Okay.
What are some other things, though, man? If I wanted to go to college, we had somebody talk about Voc Rehab.
Oh yeah, Voc Rehab. Voc Rehab is more of your underemployed or unemployed,
Okay.
and you're not marketable. You did something in the service that you can't do now, pretty much,
Right.
because of your service connection disabilities, and the PTSD is kind of the one that blankets a lot of them.
Right.
Some stuff is stressful. Some jobs are stressful, and it aggravates it, so it's gonna make it worse. So they say, let's train you to do something different, and they send you to school. They pay for the school. They pay for the books. They pay for the tuition. They pay for all the fees. They'll even buy you gear if it's required for the class, like computer, laptop,
Okay.
Man.
tools, certifications to be employed. Their job, the vocational rehab is an educational benefit, but it's not an
Right.
entitlement. It's
Yeah.
it's on an individual base. So it's
Yeah.
kind of
They kind of pick it as if you really, really need this because
Yeah.
whatever you're trying to do or whatever
Right.
job you had in the military, you can't transfer into the civilian world. We have to do something or you're going to be fucked.
Right.
We give you this, essentially, is what it is.
you have to be service connected, or you have to be recommended by a doctor if you're not service connected.
Okay.
It's good.
We had
It has BAH attached to it.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I wish I would have had that when I was in college. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
that's also E5 with dependents. Is that the pay the post 9/11 is the same rate? As
If
the post 9/11?
you are eligible and have the post 9/11 GI Bill and use Voc Rehab, they'll give you the BAH at the post 9/11 rate.
Okay.
Oh,
But
wow.
if it ran out and you don't have any time left, they'll pay you at the national rate, which is, it changes. When I was doing it 2 years ago, it was like 500. Now it might be like 600.
Oh, okay.
So average national. So it's not based on.
It's
zip
like a
code
national
for-
rate. No,
Okay,
no,
cool.
no. The actual Voc Rehab rate is based on national things, like 600. Maybe that
Definitely
one you
not
get a
for Hollywood.
dependent. No, that's like
That's like middle of the country. Florida,
Yeah,
baby.
it's Toledo, Ohio,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
so
Like if you're in Texas somewhere.
Yeah, right.
you get free boarding or something like that, that's a benefit.
Yeah, that's a good benefit
It's
right
enough
there.
to pay for your hostel.
Yeah, in LA, yeah, for sure.
There's a lot. I mean, the Post 9/11 is actually a really good educational benefit if you're using it.
If I wanted to
Yeah,
apply,
if you're using it.
how do I apply for it then? What would I
There's
do?
2 ways. You can do it by paper, which takes forever,
Okay.
but we can do it because some people don't like to use e-benefits.
Right.
The second way is to use e-benefits. There's like a tab after you sign in and create a new password, and you sign up for Chapter 33, which is Post 9/11 GI Bill.
Right.
And if it's your first time applying for it, it takes about 3 months to get the certificate of eligibility. If you're just reapplying to get the certificate, actually no, they changed that. Now if you're enrolled in Chapter 33, you can print out the eligibility certificate on e-benefits.
Okay.
Cool. And that's the thing too, is like a lot of guys, they're like, what the fuck is this e-benefits thing you're talking about? Because that's a fairly, I won't say fairly new, but it kind of is.
It's pretty recent.
Yeah.
And it's going away.
Already?
They haven't transitioned. They're going to go to vets.gov.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was like, what the
Okay.
fuck? Are we
Yeah.
going to everything's
Yeah.
paper now?
No.
I was with you on that one.
I
I'm
was like, what the fuck?
But they haven't made the full transition. But
That's a lot of it going on. This
e-benefits was kind of a rush job, so they just put it together. It crashes a lot. It locks you out.
time.
It
Yeah.
it has server issues where it slows down and you
Mm.
can't open things.
Okay.
And so they're going to vets.gov. It's good. If you need like a VA ID and you're not enrolled in healthcare or service connected, you can go to vets.gov and you can apply for an ID.
Oh,
Okay.
very
It's a
cool.
veteran identification card.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And you just put your DT14 upload it. You upload a picture of your
I think it's one of these.
like a passport, and then they mail you something in like 2 months.
Yeah, I think it's one of like these, right?
That's a VA card.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
like if you were not enrolled in healthcare and not service connected because you hate the VA and you're 50 years old, you can go on vets.gov and you can get a veteran ID card.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or you can get the state one.
Well, which is cool because like a lot of people don't realize that now, if you have a veteran's ID card, you can go on any base because they have the commissary.
Oh really?
Yeah. That's like a thing that happened about a year ago. Is that you can go, you can shop at commissaries if you're a veteran.
No. It's you can shop at the PX online.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
I thought it
online.
was- Because the lady in Las Vegas, because we did a CB convention there for NMCB4, it was like everybody from like World War II to now and
That's
shit.
cool.
And then one of the ladies works at the Las Vegas BX there, and that's what she was saying. Is you can get
Really?
yeah. Well,
news
maybe
to me.
I have
Oh,
to
wow.
check clarity then.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm completely wrong, but
I know they opened it up for veterans to shop at the PX online.
Okay.
Which the
And-
benefit is that
I got like
tax-free.
4 guys
Tax-free,
that
yeah,
going
for
up and
sure.
When you be like, dude,
Yeah.
let me in, man. I want to buy a fucking hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'd
like,
love to shop at the commissary again.
Yeah.
Super cheap.
if you get
I buy all my Keurigs and shit there. But anyways,
rated at 100%, you can get
Next.com.
commissary privileges.
All right.
If you get 100% with unemployability, you can get commissary privileges. And if you retire,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got.
I got the blue card.
and they give you like a brown card, maybe.
Is
Is the blue one
The
retired?
blue one's retired.
Okay.
Yeah, blue one is
100%
retired.
it's
Yes.
red.
Yeah.
Or it's red or brown.
You
It-
colorblind?
No, it looks. it looks red.
Yeah.
100%. It looks red. The
I
pink
thought it was
card's
brown.
independent.
Yeah, I always thought it was brown.
It probably is
The
brown.
green one's
Yeah.
IIR or something.
Green.
The green
Red
ones?
Reserve.
Yeah, no. They used to be like for all of them. I think they're just IR now, inactive reserve, like the old school green ones.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Not the cat cards. The cat cards are active
yeah,
duty.
The pre-cat card then. That
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Is that
I don't know.
IR now?
Before my
I don't
time,
know.
bro.
Oh man, I'm having flashbacks of being at the gate, seeing all these different types
Yeah,
of
you've probably seen
cards.
them all.
Oh yeah,
I did.
oh
I
yeah.
remember going on base. Like
Now they scan them. Do you know that?
Really? Well, most of the Air Force is all civilian at the gate guards now.
Yeah.
They're mostly all civilian. So like they took my jobs. Ah.
on my way back, I always stop at Pendleton and I fill up, and then and their commissary is just right up the road to the left, and the
Yeah.
exchange right up the road to the right, and that's what I always do. I usually fill up there and grab some Keurig coffee cups and shit, and I head home. No, I used to go on base like this in Wainimi, like it's basically a dollar bill just folded up. But I was like, just to see
that don't work no more, man.
Just to see,
that don't work no more.
Just to see if it would pass, even if I had my ID or not.
I actually heard that at some point the bases were all open. You can anyone can drive on.
Well, I think it was
That was
pre
back in the
9/11.
day.
Yeah, pre 9/11, you could do that.
In the 80s, I know Port Hueneme used to be like that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, some of them were pre 9/11. You're right, because like
Because on 9/11, that's when they put all the barriers up. Because that's exactly the day I signed up and all that fun shit.
Yeah.
So they put up all the Jersey barriers or whatever. So that, and then they closed off the base for pretty much everybody. And then the only people who could get on base was people who had the tag on their vehicles. You know, military people. And if they had a guest, they had to sign in. Yeah.
It was really weird because like 400 Liggett was such a big open base of use for training. It's like your guys use Camp Shelby.
Yeah.
You guys use Shelby for
that one's better.
East Coast Battalion. I'm sure it is. But
no, this one.
This one over here.
It's better.
I was like,
it's dry. It's dry heat.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. The other one, it's just a pain in the ass to dig in the dirt. But yeah, it used to be wide open, and 9/11 happened, and for a little bit they had gate guards, and it was really weird for a while, and then now they're just like, fuck it, we can't. Yeah,
I've driven through that like twice, and you lose signal on some part of the bases, which is kind of strange.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's no signal.
No, that whole area, right off Holon Road. You're talking about 400 Liggett?
Yeah, when you drive through.
Yeah, there's like all this area with no cell phone reception whatsoever. Yeah. It's kind of some eerie shit.
And it because like
you're off the grid.
Highway 1 was closed. I think because there was a mudslide. It might be open now.
Yeah.
So you got to take the 101, cut across 400 Liggett, and then you descend back onto Highway 1 for like 40 minutes to an hour.
Of just nothing?
Just going downhill. It's like the National Forest or something.
It's some of
That's pretty neat, actually.
Beautiful area, but except for like parts of Liggett where it's just the same, like, what am I in? Yeah. You know, like in the Flintstones where they'd run through the house and you just see the same background over and over again? That's how it felt driving through 400 Liggett.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But when you get close to the ocean, it's so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it is. When I did it the last time, it was foggy.
Ooh. This reminds
and
me,
raining.
That was foggy, raining and stuff, and makes me think of this.
Going downhill.
The national park thing. Like, how if you're service connected, or how does that work?
If you are disabled, anyone can get the free national parks pass. You just need to have a letter from a doctor that says you're disabled. If you're service connected, you just have to submit it, a copy of it.
And that's free national parks anywhere in the United States.
Yosemite.
Oh, really?
Grand Canyon.
That's something I didn't even know about.
It's like the entrance. The entrance fee is waived.
And now, do they have the same thing for like theme parks? Because that would be awesome. Like, I don't have to pay like $70 to get into Universal. That'd be great.
There is a list. I don't have it with me because I forget. But there's some parks that have free entrances for military veterans. After
days,
November and December time frame.
Really?
Yeah, we definitely need that shit.
Yeah,
because November rolls around.
Civilianization. Yeah. We're here to help you get into amusement parks for free.
Yeah, I'm trying to go on the Hulk for free, dog.
If you're rated at 50% or higher, you can get the California National Parks Pass. It's a distinguished veteran pass. You just have to have wartime service.
Okay.
Not actual war zone.
Right.
And service connection, and then you have to be a resident of California. And you submit that in the packet, and in 12 months,
like a year goes
12
by.
12 weeks later, they'll send you a pass.
The one that they'll send you one for last year. It's already fucking expired.
And that, oh man,
I get these stickers.
That would be some shit too,
dude. I got my 2017 stickers in January.
I applied for it, and then it used to be like a laminated card.
Oh, really?
It was like they sent out letters that they're doing a new card. So I only had it for 6 months and had to reapply. The new one is actual like a debit card looking thing, and it doesn't expire.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it's the black one where it's got a forest on it and stuff, or because I think that's the national park one. Schmitty was showing me that.
I have both of them, but I don't have it with me. But yeah, no. Okay. The California one says distinguished veteran.
Oh, okay.
And that's parking and entrance and camping fees waived, or like only you pay like service fee, which is like $5.
Yeah, but that's really nothing compared.
You can camp for like $5. As opposed to paying like $40 for the campsite per night.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. That's a really cool thing that I didn't even know we had.
And then there's fishing license and hunting license. If you're 50% or higher, you take that letter to the Department of Fish and Wildlife or something like that.
Right.
And then they'll update your profile, and then you can buy discounted fishing license, which fishing license is like somewhere in the hundreds.
Yeah, they could be very expensive unless you go to this place that I went to, and it's like a whole trip down in Redondo Beach area. It's like $70-$80.
Oh, okay.
And take you out into the ocean.
Oh, for the trip?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you had to buy like a day pass, which is like $20 or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
that's all the whole price. It
so
was.
If you're 50% or higher and you apply for the year fishing license, it's like $14.
Really? Wow, that's incredibly
cheaper than
cheap.
the day pass and the 2-day pass.
Yeah.
And then, if I don't know what the hunting ones are, but they're discounted obviously as well. And then each tag gets discounted.
Because that's in some of these bases, like I don't know anymore, but they used to like 400 Leggett and I think Vandenberg. They would want you to come up here to fucking hunt their boar.
Yeah.
Because
really?
they have like wild pig and they're trying to get rid of these motherfuckers, and that's good eating.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
It's not too big of a one. Yeah.
But yeah, they'll send you up there. They're like, yeah.
400 Leggett, I think you can hunt deer, and you can hunt. What is it? I don't know what the male and the female. You can hunt either one.
like
Ducks
elk.
and
Because they
bows.
have a lot of them. Yeah.
Bucks and does. Yeah.
But I don't know if they have. It's the first time you go, it's probably you're gonna spend almost $200.
Yeah, it's
But
not.
it's cheaper after that, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, what's because of this national park thing that I had no idea what we had. What's is there anything that like most people just wouldn't know that is a thing that is a really neat thing, sort of like this thing?
Well,
this
because
national
you get a
parks?
lot of benefits. The higher the rating is, the more benefits you're entitled to.
Right.
Okay, so at like 10%, you're entitled to healthcare at the minimum, even zero actually, to be honest. Healthcare, you might have a copay, but you get the vision and hearing.
Right.
You can get hearing aids.
Huh?
And then you can get, so that's 10%. 20% is probably the same thing. 30% you can get dependents added to your award, so you can get a little extra money, and you get travel pay when you go to the VA for service connected.
And that's another thing where I got really frustrated. But and they gave me the paperwork, and then they kicked it back to me. I'm like, fuck you guys. And I still haven't refiled, but yeah, and that's another thing where you get.
And then that at 20 you can apply for Voc Rehab as well, but it has to be something that limits your employment.
Okay.
But at 50 you get your healthcare is free, no co-pays, all your medications are free, and then from the state you get the park pass and fishing license, hunting.
That's the state of California.
State of California.
Yeah,
Each state is different. They might even you don't even
Because I
need
know,
to
like
apply for
Ohio,
something.
while you're on active duty, you're free, but you gotta turn it in. Yeah, I mean, you can't
Right.
just be like, I thought I was free, man.
Yeah.
No, you gotta like go and apply, and then they're like, they might have changed it. I could be wrong.
Oh, for the
right
school?
now, but no, for fishing licenses.
Oh,
and shit
really?
like that. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, if
okay.
you're on leave, your leave shit's good enough.
Oh,
But
nice.
you gotta like actually go and get the thing. I
Yeah.
guess you have the license, but it's free license. But you gotta go.
You got to go get the license,
Yeah,
right?
You can't just be like, I gotta leave shit, dude. What's up? You know?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
there's a lot of stuff, and then like so from 50, then you're talking about 100. When you're 100, you get base privileges. You get registration exemption at the DMV for one vehicle. You can add your dependents through Champ VA, which is like I forget what it is, but it's healthcare for like your dependents under the age of 23 or something,
Right.
or the spouse.
Right.
Not husband or wife, because women serve too.
Yes.
So the spouse or the partner. And at any point, if you have like a TBI or PTSD and you're a Gulf War era veteran from post 9/11,
That's traumatic brain injury.
You can get caregiver assistance. That means the VA will train someone that lives with you or your domestic partner, and they'll train them to help you out. TBIs and PTSDs.
Like a person?
No, like
you get a slave?
a spouse.
Yeah, that's it.
Spouse.
They give
or
you like a
someone-
service dog or something.
No,
Not
a person.
A person. It's a
So
okay.
like they help you take your medication. They help you attend your appointments. They help
Yeah.
you calm down. They know what numbers to call if you need help or assistance.
Right.
And they kind of like look after you. And that's more like I said, anyone that's rated for PTSD or traumatic brain injury, because
Yeah,
those people have memory issues.
Well, that's where I am
Right.
right now. Like, so did we talk about TBI yet? No, that's where I am right now. I have memory issues, man, and which sucks because like there's things that I can recall from a long time ago, but like things like I did 4 hours ago, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
you know. And then as a comic, it really sucks because your whole thing is recall.
Yeah.
So I will have to like read something I wrote like several times, write it down a couple times, and then until I do it, you know, until I do it on stage. Like probably about like 3-4 times I do a set, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that's how I remember how to do it. But it's like it's really fucked
It affects,
up.
and also the TBI could also cause anxiety because then you're like, I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Right.
Well,
Did I do
sometimes
it?
I don't even leave the house, dude, because I'm afraid
don't know
I'll
where your
fuck
keys
up.
are. You know, you misplace things that you set down. So it, you know. So the second thing with service connection, before I forget, is you can add secondary conditions that are caused from your service connection. A TBI can cause depression, can cause anxiety, can cause some other issues, and those can be added to the thing.
I want to add to this too, because that's where a lot of people, they get the tinnitus in their ears, which is their secondary is headaches. Because I got a buddy of mine, that's the big
Headaches,
thing.
migraines, hypertension,
got like low on the hearing thing, but he's high on the headaches because they fucking.
All you need is to have a doctor to connect them to the tinnitus, or say that is the most likely. You only need a 51% chance that headache or migraine is caused by tinnitus.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is. Sometimes the tinnitus can also cause what's it called when you can't sleep?
Oh, sleep apnea or
insomnia.
Insomnia.
Insomnia, because then you can't relax.
Sleep apnea is when you stop breathing.
Yeah.
You know.
And then there's also, what else is there? So insomnia, depression, migraines and headaches, hypertension. And that's just off of 10%.
Yeah, that's just a little bit.
Yeah, and now you might get 50 for the other condition, or 30,
right?
And now you get your higher rating.
Yeah, the biggest problem that I've seen so far with vets, whether they're, is that you bust your ass to like not go to sick bay. You don't want to be the sick bay commando, and then you're that guy. Now it's like you don't want to ask for help, and you've spent that whole time trying to be a star athlete, or at least a mediocre athlete, staying on the team. You know, and you don't want to be cut. And then now it's like, I got to go tell Doc about this. Half the time, I'm guilty of it. I'm very guilty of it. Yeah. So I got a lot of shit that's fucked up, but I don't want to spend the time, and I feel like I'm wasting the time of somebody else, like another vet. You know, I found out that most of these guys, that are missing limbs and stuff like that at the VA, aren't from what you think it's from. It's mostly diabetes and letting each other themselves go.
Yeah.
You know, initially the first time you see it, it's so shocking. You're like, oh my God, these guys.
Yeah, he must have been through some shit, and it's like,
I seen plenty of guys that never left the States that are Vietnam era. They wear the hat and they never deployed.
Yeah.
Missing limbs and stuff, just straight up diabetes.
They didn't take care of themselves. There's instances where the medication will cause you diabetes. It's not common, but it happens.
Yeah, it is a thing. Okay. It is a thing.
Yeah, it was like half the medicine we were on as kids make your teeth gray.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
And I'm kind of glad that my parents didn't really have good health insurance as a child now because of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, man. Really, you can't cover it all at once. You got to sit down with someone and kind of go through and see what they're eligible for, what they can apply for, the advice you can give them to see what they need to do. California has a state's version of the VA. It's called CalVet. That's who I am accredited through. That's who we work through the programs, and they put out a book that has all your benefits. It's just like a short. Short discussion, and anything that's in there that interests you, you should either do one of two things. You should see a VSO, or you should look it up on the VA website to get more clarification.
Right,
and then see a VSO.
Either way, you're still going to go to a VSO.
You should.
Yeah. Either way, they'll probably help you out more than try and do it yourself.
Yeah. And then they also have the better idea of what you need to be successful.
Right.
Increase your chances.
Right.
I think the biggest thing too is like how to articulate your issues.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they don't know.
Right.
That's just like, hey, I got a problem. I got a headache.
Explosive diarrhea.
Right.
The guy
hey, man,
at the VA,
I got the shit. So you can't write the shits on a fucking.
The guy at the VA is like, is this guy being funny or?
Yeah. Is this serious?
Yeah. I can't stop. I poop all the time. But I come to find out it's irritated bowel syndrome and something from the water in the desert. Or it's your lungs.
Like the air quality.
It's different.
In Iraq. Or the burn pits.
Yes. So, like, what's up with the burn pit stuff, man? That's like...
It's still in the works. If you have any condition that you believe is related to the burn pits or the air quality in Iraq and Afghanistan, or even Djibouti, I think, as well.
Djibouti, Africa.
Put a claim in. Let it get denied. Don't fret.
I need to drop a claim with you,
and
man.
then if they go back and award those conditions, you can go back and file. Possibly. They usually will say... If you file the claim in 2005 and then you apply for it again in 2013, we will go back and award you 2 years.
Okay.
Or back to the day that...
Back to where you initially...
Yeah. They usually have like a stipulation, though. There's people that had Agent Orange exposure, right?
That's where people are saying that this is our generation's Agent Orange because of...
so many things that are kind of being studied. Because they're still studying it. I mean, the war didn't end... But like Iraq, we pulled out in 2011, 2010.
Yeah, but we're still there.
We're still there. We didn't technically pull out anyway. Right.
But
we're just
a lot of people were exposed to the air quality, the burning of the pits, the JP8 burning of feces and stuff like that, and it can cost a lot of things. So if you believe any of those things are related to those, put it in. Let it get denied. Let them.
Yeah,
the VA has a duty to assist, so they will look through your record and try to get it connected. But at the very least, you'll have something on there so you can go back and argue.
Just about every CV that's been deployed out there was subjected to that. You know that as well as I do because we're the ones who are usually burning the shit. Or we're the ones transporting the shit to be burned. We're taking shit from Al Assad to Ramadi and fucking shit from Ramadi back to Fallujah or Al Taqadim. We're going to all these different places, and it's just
I think there's depleted uranium was supposedly in the air. The whole
really in Iraq?
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah,
that's neat.
Yeah, and then there's some people that believe, and some people that believe that it causes birth defects in children like autism, and there's another thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure some shit like that.
Yeah,
even though it's depleted, there's still some.
So they got to make the connection, and then they'll compensate. So back to the Agent Orange one, they have 13 or 14 presumptives. They're on the VA website. If you have any of those and you were in Vietnam, you can make a claim for it. Well, the most recent one was ischemic heart disease, like a heart condition, like one of your valves,
the valves
or lines
is weak or whatever.
Yeah. So people were putting in for these. And they weren't getting him service connected, and then in the early 2000s they said we'll take it, we'll accept this presumptive, and a bunch of people got awarded, and some of them went back to when they filed, and some people got a few years of retro.
Right.
Okay.
And some widows that the veteran had passed from the heart condition or the ischemic heart disease got accrued benefits. That veteran should have been getting these benefits, so they
gave them to the successor or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's still very, very sad.
It's very, there's a lot. I mean, at some point, they're gonna connect breathing issues, the disease, was it cancers for the lungs or the esophagus or something. Yeah.
I really hope so. I don't know how many times I've got somebody chiming in and my inbox like, "Damn, man, are you that caller that calls everybody?" Because my lungs are always fucked, and I it's a lot of it's the desert, man.
But you got a lot of it treated in service or something like that, right?
Yes.
So there's people that might develop these things later. So the presumptive helps them,
right?
Because cancers don't always manifest during service.
Yeah,
it might be 5 years, 10 years. So it just be healthy, I guess.
That's the best you can do. Is if you're stable enough, just be healthy. And there's a lot of people who think they're stable, but there's something a little off, like you said with the PTSD.
That they had a back injury in A school, boot camp, MOS school, and then they never got treated. Right?
Showed up 10 years later.
6 years later, they're out, and then 40 years later, 30 years later, they want to make a claim for their back. The VA says, we know that you had an injury in service and you were treated for it, but there's a continuity between the day you got out and now, and there's been no history of treatment.
Right.
Denied.
So it's not like something that festered for a long time.
Yeah. So you have to have ongoing treatment. And then those are different cases. Some hospitals, clinics only hold the records for so many years and then destroy them.
Like your medical records, or you're talking about civilian?
Civilian, yeah. I think the military ones go. Yeah, they should all get collected.
Yeah.
If you were treated at a different base, they might be separate. I had the instance because I was in school in Molyneaux, and I went to the emergency room. That record for that emergency visit didn't make it to my actual medical record.
Oh.
So I got denied for something.
Oh shit!
I called the base and they're like, verify who I was and the time, and they're like, yeah, we have a record here of the ER visit.
No, I'm glad you said
they
that.
They fax it to you
because there's people with mental health issues that from the Port Hueneme base that like if you're a CB at the Port Hueneme base or if you're an airman in fucking Osan whatever, if you're at one of these bases and you go see a mental health issue, those are kept separate from your regular record. Right. So if you're gonna go because like I suggested earlier, take a copy of your service record, make it one-sided, submit it, blah blah blah, but also trace your steps back to every place you've seen a doctor because there is shit that you don't even know exactly where it is.
True. Actually, that's a good point. Even I forgot that. I did get screened for mental health issues at Gulfport when I was getting out. And it was mostly I was complaining about my sleeping. And they denied my sleep apnea because there wasn't a diagnosis in service. Yeah. But if I was complaining about it and I got to go get those records. Yeah.
Dude.
All right. I won't charge you no more. You help me out. So there's a lot, man. I mean, the best thing to do is to speak to someone. Don't listen to some random guy at the VA because usually it's wrong information, and old information even.
When you're active duty, remember there's always that one motherfucker who's a sea lawyer or whatever you want to call it for whatever respective branch you're in. There's that guy who knows everything about nothing. Yeah. And that's usually the guy who's going to be the guy who's like, I got this idea. You know, if you got a PTSD, make sure you go file this because you get a free fucking watch. Yeah. From Carmichael. I got a few questions that people sent in, but
let's go with that.
Let's do this, and then we'll go back to where we were. Okay, cool. So this is from yesterday. I posted any legit questions you'd want me to ask legit. A vet service. And then you've seen.
What's your favorite color, bro?
Fucking dude. Well, all right. Make sure you have all your medical records, even blah blah blah. So Patricia Hodges, it was like it felt more like she was telling us what to do instead of like asking questions.
I love that.
But But anyways, go down a couple things. It's like right now we're good, but you might want to ask him if he knows why Champ VA is dropping certain meds for their members.
I have no idea. That's a VA.
That's a VA
healthcare question.
Okay, cool. So
they do have a 1-800 number you can call and ask though.
Okay, yeah, because I guess they're charging like something more. Okay, Chad Wescott, good dude. I served with him in multiple commands. And matter of fact, Chad Wescott, shout out to you, homie. You know how you have to do the placards for, and he was a CM also. Cool. You know how you have to do those placards for Hasman and shit? This guy was Nao. So he like did this shit in his sleep. He would knock him out and then he'd be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. And he'd walk me through how he did it. And I couldn't think of him enough. So
for Hasman?
Thanks, Chad. Yeah. Okay. Shipping shit from Guam to Iraq and stuff. It was like me and Josh Haar, we were supposed to be, I went to a Hasdecker school. And like got college credits, but it was so much like drinking from a fire hose. Okay. But anyways, what do I do if medical doesn't record all my injuries?
Get a buddy statement.
Buddy statement?
Buddy statement, pictures.
Okay.
What else? If you have a spouse or a roommate.
I did a buddy statement for somebody with sleep apnea. Dude was snoring all the time. Kevin Mounts, you snoring motherfucker.
Snoring is sleep apnea.
Yeah.
30%, 10%, something like that. Those are statements. I've seen people get sleep apnea connected directly based on statements of people that they serve with.
Okay.
And the good thing with Facebook is you can find just about anyone, look for someone that was your roommate. Your bunkmate was on the same bed as you, whatever the case. Yeah, or you find the corpsman that you complain to all the time.
That's cool. Yeah, you can find the doc, man. Yeah. And that's a good thing. We just had Doc Perez on last week. So, okay, so that was the first half. Second half is what is the number one thing a service member should do prior to retiring? That's all I really.
I don't know. Definitely get.
Kind of we covered it though.
Make sure your DD-214 is correct too. Okay. A lot of people just sign it because they want to get the F out. But make sure your name and your social and your birth date and your dates are on there right. The character of discharge. When I got out, they said this is your RE code. Look at it, verify it, and I was like, okay.
I was upset there wasn't an EGA on it because I got the Eagle Glow and Anchor for working with the Marine Corps because that should have been on there. but I already signed it, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm not going back.
Well, you can, if something's missing on your DD-214, you can request all your medals from the archives.
Right.
And they will send you a list, and then you send that list to the Board of Corrections.
Yeah.
With your DD-214, and they should send you a DD-215.
Okay.
It's legit.
Cool. Yeah, because like everybody from NMCB40 got something.
I got an argument with the guy. He's like, they didn't put my good conduct in there. How long were you in, sir? 1 year, 9 months. It's just like, well, I don't think you rate it because you have to do like 3 years.
Yeah.
You
You know?
You didn't get your gold stripes either?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So,
How long before a semester do most colleges require you to provide them with your GI Bill?
you
That's
should
from
do it
Charles
beforehand. You should. You don't have to be separated to apply for the post 9/11 GI Bill.
Yeah.
Malone.
You can just apply for it, and I think there's a box that says you're active and you're due to get out in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And then they'll send you the certificate, and then you can save it.
Mm-hmm.
But, people wait, and it takes 3 months, and then as long as you submit it within the same semester, they'll go back to the day you started school. You just have to have like your ed plan and and you take the right classes, I guess, too, and they certify you.
All right. And then here's one that was kind of a comical one. Yeah, how do I get a bigger dick? And I told him, just keep your mouth closer to
Rhino
glory hole.
pills.
Rhino pills. Keep your
That
face
shit
close.
that you buy at 7-Eleven, do that.
That's like Red Band was always posting shit about those online. Yeah,
Oh, I don't understand that.
Just keep your face close to glory holes and play whack-a-mole, but with dicks, I guess.
Yeah.
Can
Stretch it out.
Yeah. Dustin Davis, can I file a claim with the VA even after I have been out for years?
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, yes, I can answer that now.
Actually, no, don't. Denied.
Which is probably what you would get anyways.
Go to the doctor. What was his name, Kenneth?
What's that?
What's his name?
His name was Dustin Davis.
Dustin Davis. Go to the VA, get treatment for any injuries in service, get a diagnosis, or you will be denied.
Yeah.
Updated diagnosis.
Here's a good one. And we kind of covered this one, but I'll read it anyway. Dennis says, any word on the air quality in Iraq? Read in the article that it's the next Agent Orange. I'm just curious if they should do pre-screening for pancreatic cancer, since that's the number one result in breathing the air by the pits.
Is it? I don't think so. Anyways, presumptive. They already have Gulf War syndrome.
Yeah.
There's a list, IBS, there's some breathing issues.
That's when we're talking about with poops.
Poops, yeah. No solid poops or not enough poops or
Too many poops.
or yeah. If you're stressed, also you'll diarrhea. It's like your stomach,
diarrhea.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make sure your
Climbing up
gut's
the ladder,
good.
Yeah.
Because that's ultimately
Yeah.
a sign of your health.
And I mean, some people eat a lot of fast food, which also causes IBS.
Right.
So they might get lucky and might get connected to service. But there's already a list as the Gulf War syndrome stuff. It's already on there.
So basically, like Google the list of Gulf War syndromes.
Gulf War syndrome, and you can get screened for that at the VA. And if you do have those conditions, you have to get a doctor to give you a statement that says these are related to the Gulf War syndrome, related to the time in service.
Right.
It'll help. I can't guarantee anything, but it'll help.
All right. Here's one from Laura Miles. It's more of a demanding thing than actually asking questions. One of those. All right.
Fix your shit.
Damn it, Laura.
What the hell? No. Hey, you should cover the community resources they provide, like emergency assistance. These are little things most are not aware of.
Those are outside of the VA.
But yeah, it's like.
And
is it?
Depends. Usually, like American Legion, VFW, they'll, and there's also a bunch of other ones that they have emergency housing, emergency assistance.
Yeah, and that's like outside the BSL. So
usually, it's when you're shit out of luck on the street. No money is when they'll kind of help you out.
And the thing is, too, is that's kind of covering like the domiciliary and stuff like that, right? When we had, had a we had a ranger on the show not too long ago, and that's the thing. He was in the domiciliary. Matter of fact, that's how he got into doing stand-up comedy. He was he was Army Ranger, all that, down on his luck, and then he lived over in the place over there, and so there
is help. You just have to figure out who to trust to ask for help.
Yeah.
Laban,
The
Thompson.
LA County has a number. I think it's 211 is the county-wide, and then 311 is for veterans. You can ask. Although, I don't know who trained 311 people, but when I called and asked, I want to go back to school, pretending. I want to go back to school, and there's a person, and they got on the computer, you can hear them tapping on the keyboard. They're like, do you have your GI Bill? I was like, yeah, but I don't have a lot of it left. And they tried to refer me to an online school somewhere,
no.
and I was like, that's probably not
Yeah,
the
hey,
right thing.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go to Arizona.
No.
You can play it right now and go to Phoenix.
Go to community college.
You go to Phoenix right
Nah.
now. You don't even have to go to Arizona.
ITT Tech.
Yeah. You
I
go
hear
to
that.
Everest.
Yeah.
Too many questions, but I am still waiting on answers and fighting. Well, keep up the good
Fighting
fight,
is.
Susan.
I hate when people say they're fighting because it makes me think they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to fight the VA.
Oh, well, it feels that way sometimes.
It does for sure feel that way.
That way, though, man. I mean, like, it's just you're not out there with a fucking sword and shield slaying dragons.
And I mean, you're probably right. It's probably mostly the fact that we're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause we just don't know like all the things. We're like, come on, we have these things.
I-
Help us out. You know, we did this for you. Help us out. This is what you're here for.
There's been
And get frustrated.
a few
No,
instances where I ran into vets came in. I want to do a claim, and then they're like, I've been fighting for VA for years. I don't know what they're looking for. What are they?
Yeah.
You look at the
Define
letter,
fighting.
and it's like, look, they want the record that this injury happened. And he's like, well, it's in my record. I was like, well, show it to them.
Yeah.
And then they kind of change their tone.
Well,
or,
that's what, like, for a good example,
Yeah.
that's why when I say make one-sided copy. Remember
Yeah.
when I came in?
Mhm.
I use myself as an example. I'm good at it. So when I went into your office, I had my fucking record, dude. I had shit tabbed out. I had shit highlighted. I'm like, no, this is where I had this, and this, and this. And this is bullshit. They're knocking me down to 0%, and I had this long issue from this long, you know. So
Yeah, and it helps because the person that gets this claim is a regular person, just like me or you, who has
Right.
mistakes, has their own life, and maybe works from home. Maybe they don't. But if you make it easy for them, you submit a claim and you have 3 to 5 pages of evidence of the injury or 3 to 5 pages of the current diagnosis. That's enough for them to order an exam. They don't make the decision right then and there. They send you out to a CMP exam,
yeah,
compensation and pension exam,
Yes.
at the VA. But in LA or any busy metropolitan area, it'll probably send you to a third party like
And those
QTC
CMP
or
exams
MLC or something. MLS.
examine what they're going to look at before you go,
Oh,
because
yeah.
the keys to the fucking kingdom
Yeah.
are in that, what they look at.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't know that. Like, this bitch, and I say that nicely because I really want to use the C word, was like pulling my legs apart as
Yeah.
far as she could, and that's why I'm at 0% for my.
Because you wouldn't go any further. You told her to stop.
And I just did, you know, because that's what we do. You know, like when we're active duty,
Yeah.
we're used to like going, like
Yeah.
no matter how bad it hurts, you just keep going.
Yeah.
I didn't stop.
If you can move your arm to like here or here, that's like only 10% rating.
Yeah.
But if you move it and it hurts, that's 20. So if it hurts here, stop.
Yeah. And another thing too is don't
If you
take
go
your
above
pain
your
meds
head-
before you go.
Yeah, that's
if
it.
you're on pain medication, that's actually dulling.
You-
You know, that's dulling your effects.
Right.
So don't take your pain meds before
You
you,
wanna
go to
go-
the CMPs.
And
You want to go as fucked up as
discuss-
possible.
Yeah.
the worst day.
So drink Jägermeister.
You want to discuss the worst day and
This is
all the
brought to you
pain
by Jägermeister.
and get them to understand that for the most part you're fine, but
Right.
This
There's
is
still
the
some
worst.
things. Yeah.
rate me
Yeah.
based on my worst condition. Because it might be like 5 days out of the 30 days of the month, or it might be the whole month.
Right.
So
All right.
let them decide based on your worst day.
Melissa Kingdom. Outside of any tuition provided by the military for education, once your contract is complete, do you know of any additional job placement / scholarship resources? A friend of mine just blah, blah, blah. And I'm guessing this is going after Voc Rehab.
It could be Voc Rehab,
You know,
more than likely. You have to be service connected, so I always recommend you apply.
Heather
There's also
Podbielski. I was in 40 with her. Okay, cover stuff like if you get married or have kids, to make sure to see them because you will get more. All right, yeah, okay, good.
the apportionment.
Yeah.
If you
We
have
covered the.
what's it called, kids, and you're not paying child support, if you have a spouse or a ex and you're not paying the alimony, they will come after your VA disability compensation money.
Yeah.
People think that it's protected. It is not. If you can pay either out of court ordered or you can pay from your VA compensation, but not both.
Yeah. Oh, Bobby Ha. This one's good. It's actually not really a question. It's more of a thing. Vet Ticks. He actually plugs Vet Ticks on here, which is really cool because my buddy Chris Roop, Roop's Comics and Cards, or it used to be Roop's Comics and Cards. Roop's Comics in Fremont, Ohio. It's where I get my comic books and shit. But he's really good friends with these guys. For vettix.org, if you go there and you provide proof that you're a veteran or on active duty, you get to go to so many free concerts for free. And I've been to, neat. Yeah, I've been to concerts. I've been to live hockey games, and Columbus let me in.
Vet Ticks, like tickets.
It's spelled vettix.org, and this is a legit good organization. Like, I fucking love these guys. They're good people.
I tried to sign up. It was a little complicated.
That sounds like
the guy from the VA.
Yeah, right?
Saying, this is a little complicated.
Make sure you have time on your hand. A good internet connection.
It's funny because I'll be the guy that helps you with this because you helped me out with my vet count.
Maybe I tried to do it on my phone. I don't remember. Let's just make excuses. It was on the phone.
All right. Hey, this is DJ McKee, also known as Daniel. I always call him DJ. But anyways, my dental is crap. Is there anything to help me stop losing my teeth? Before you answer, yes, I brush and floss regularly.
Get dentures.
Stop meth.
But I guess, is dental really covered by the VA?
If you're 100%.
But if you're
Voc Rehab, or if you're homeless.
Okay. So basically, if you're 100% service connected, your dental is free. Yeah. I thought it was only like 2 cleanings a year, but it's actually free.
Like if you need dental work, they'll do it for you.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So DJ,
some people grind their teeth too. So
yeah.
You should if you have that, it's related to your PTSD or something like that. You should put in a claim for teeth grinding.
That's the thing people don't really think about. I'm glad you said that because a lot of the guys that I know that were convoy guys, because that's
clenching
a lot of
their jaw.
Yeah, because that whole stress. Like chance of hitting IEDs and shit. That was a big thing. Like dentists were doing that a lot. Fixing people's teeth because they're grinding like a motherfucker because they're out there literally grinding the highways. Yeah. All right. Who do I need to contact about getting my discharge changed to a general? Now, Pat Akeson's a good dude. I served with him. Matter of fact, his brother was also a CB. He was an air down. I think crossed over to CB. But I think I'm not sure. I don't want to air my dude's laundry. Yeah. But he did some shit, and I think it's got. I think general under a general other than honorable. And is there a process?
Vets.gov. Search discharge upgrade and it'll tell you what to do.
Okay.
If you have PTSD or any mental health issue and you were getting in trouble, you put that out there for them to look at it and they can reevaluate you.
Right.
You have a diagnosis for PTSD or any mental health issue, put it in there. They can help you. It can help you get the next upgrade, which is probably
right, and that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and and for some people that would fall under they just didn't adapt. Yeah. Now, like if somebody would happen to them pre 9/11.
Same thing, because it could be MST.
Okay.
Or like assault or.
Yeah, it could be a whole slew of things essentially.
Yeah.
There's people that they'll you kind of mentioned it, they lose family and then the command, doesn't help them look out for them, so they go AWOL.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come back and then they're like, okay, time to get your admin discharge.
Exactly.
Get out of here. And they get OTH or general.
And Marty Yingling, Mass Chief.
I heard
retired.
of yes.
Yeah. Fucking son of a bitch. Fucking that piece of shit. No, I'm just kidding. He's a good guy. I used to work for him, but he says, he's hearing good things about what you're doing.
I think
good
jobs.
Gonna
come down and think.
Probably. You know what? All right,
when
so
you're Master Chief, you probably.
I had to fuck with him. Like I was gonna join the VFW anyway. I was going to anyway.
That's lame.
But he kept calling me up.
Here's your hat, bro.
He kept calling me and saying, "Hey man, you want to join?
They do good things.
Yeah, and he just kept bugging me like, "You want to join? You want to join?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I will eventually, but this isn't fucking far from me. And so I was just like, dude, you're gonna join? You're joining? I'm like, how much does it cost? $35. So it's going to cost me $35 for you to leave me the fuck alone. I am in.
Take that.
Sure shit. I did fucking sign up. But no, I was going to anyway, but it was just funny how that all worked out.
Right.
Let's see if we got any more questions.
Yeah, what other questions do we got?
It should be free.
But
Yeah, for
Should
sure.
Thank me for my service and give it to me.
Thank me for my service. Give me a bubblegum wrapper, motherfucker. I want free Six Flags memberships. And
It's free if you work there. by the
yeah,
way.
well, yeah. Work there.
It better be free if you work there. What the hell?
I worked at
FYI.
my favorite park in the whole world is still Cedar Point, and
I don't know what that is.
I worked at that one. I really like that. It was
Is that
cool.
Ohio thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. Honestly, I believe that's the best one in the world.
Yeah, it's definitely a top roller coaster park for sure.
Josh, I'm ordering some of your stickers soon, man. Also, wife and I probably seeing you Thursday. All right, cool. Yeah, hey, I am going to be
Good
at
question.
the Ventura Harbor. Yeah, I'll be at a comedy club. All right, what's the fastest way to get 100%? Well, for you, Derek, just keep masturbating like you do profusely all the time.
Gross
Nah.
inappropriate behavior.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
there you go.
It's one of the criteria for 100%.
Yeah.
Oh shit! But
Just be dusty as fuck, man. Just be real dusty.
There's people that got 60% for PTSD. If they wouldn't have showered, they would have got 70.
Oh, wow.
It goes off hygiene.
Right,
How well do
right.
you take care of yourself?
Yeah, some people really do fall off, like, really, really bad.
Or they sweat a lot and then they end up stinking anyway.
Yeah, Molyneaux, go for it. Oh no, he's a good dude, but this guy, oh man,
Jesus.
I don't want to let him on fire.
I
But-
met
Sorry,
people
yeah.
that have like
Sorry,
You're
man.
starting it.
Did he have a pee jar?
Oh my god, no, he didn't have a pee jar. It's just I felt bad for this guy. He's got like these glands that were just like,
Oh.
and his roommate, I felt horrible for him. So like
Chelsea's
we're
here.
got 10 more minutes. We're about ready to have to roll it up. You got anything you want to plug? Anything that you'd like to tell any of the vets out there? Where are you located?
Come back to me.
Yeah.
I'm at the Bob Hope Patriotic Hall in downtown,
Okay.
1816 South Figueroa Street. On
Okay.
the second floor.
Right on.
We'll have walk-ins. Bring your DG14 any medical records, and if you want to do old claims, let me look at it anyway. If you're not going to do it again, and then so old decision letter is fine.
Okay.
And there's employment stuff in the building as well on the fourth floor. Some housing, it's more like emergency housing, or there's like a dorm type thing in Inglewood.
Okay,
I wouldn't
right.
recommend that unless you really needed to be off the street.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is very much so the case
And
Yeah.
for some people.
that's
there's
like
also
the domiciliary. It's on Wilshire, on the other side. You know, that's another.
I think
one.
I'm gonna visit there as well. Is that a VOA, Volunteers of America place?
It's right there on the. I don't know exactly who runs it. I think it's just a VA. You would know more than me.
Okay. I'm gonna start going to a lot of the Volunteers of America places to do claims and get them.
I'll roll
Get them
with
back.
you, and like if you want help, I'll roll with you and just go and fucking build reports on these guys and open them up a little bit. Just joke around with them. I'll make them feel comfortable that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then also like they also have like a fucking par 3 course right there on the base too. So Tommy Chong hangs out there and plays golf. Believe it or not, it's fucking crazy.
Nice.
The weed guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy got arrested for making bongs. Yeah, that guy.
But no,
Cheech and
they
Chong.
got some pretty cool shit over there. It's sad because the buildings are falling apart.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit. But
And anything else, man? You'd like to
man,
sell?
ask
some
for
of you
help
guys?
if you need it, please.
Yeah, don't. I mean, you're not a bitch.
If you
dude.
question the fact
Yeah.
that you might even think that you need help, just ask for it
Ask
because
for
you
it.
probably do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is too is like we joke around with each other and we call each other out on shit. But if you really need fucking help, go get it, dude.
Yeah.
You need it, go get it.
It's hard to admit though, sometimes
I've
for sure.
buried more homeboys now from fucking suicide and combat related issues. You know, I mean, we
Yeah.
just Mikey Beaver just the other day, fucking awesome guy, good buddy of mine. You know, from my last battalion. You know, and it sucks. So if you need help, go fucking ask somebody. We're all here. And also, this is what my personal belief though is if you got an issue, other people have that issue. So just call and be like, yo, dog, what's going on?
You ain't
know?
unique.
You know,
Everybody's
yeah,
going through
exactly.
some shit.
And the chances are you'll feel better helping your friend out than you are going to help yourself. You're going to dig yourself out of your own fucking shit.
Yeah,
Pardon my Frenches.
French.
that's all right.
Hey, Carlos, you got anything you want to plug?
Nah, I got nothing right now. I mean, you could just follow me on Alta4 on Instagram. Nothing new to plug yet. I'll let you know how all the secret stuff goes.
There you go. Yeah.
All the SF stuff.
Yeah. SF?
Yeah, all the SF stuff.
Hell yeah. All right. Just want to say, I got to plug Comedy Store merch. All right. So they got hats. They got fucking hoodies. I think they're out of hats. They got T-shirts. They got all kinds of cool shit.
Probably out of
that
everything.
hoodie is
Pre-order your
fucking
hats.
awesome. I wear the hoodie all the time. And I got stickers too if you want to hit me up, but that's a whole other story.
You
That's that.
You definitely didn't sell your own merch as well as you sold the other.
I got stickers. Come buy them. They're funny. They're cool. But also, slothcares.org. That's Sean's last opportunity to help. So check out slothcares.org. Kill 22, another good veteran service organization, and also Flags for the Forgotten Soldiers. It's a pretty cool organization. These guys, they went to a place in Fremont, Ohio. They put a bunch of flags up. It's ran by this Floyd dude, and pretty cool. I like what they're doing. It's some pretty cool shit. And so I guess
that's it.
I'm at the Beer Academy August 1st,
Nice.
August 9th, and I'm at August 9th, Ventura Harbor Comedy Club. Come see me there. And I'll be in New York, and I'll be in Toledo. I'll be around. Hit me up.
Wow.
All right. Fuck yeah.
Later.
Bye. All right, let's play some music. Got the music.
All right.
Yeah, the guys that are watching at home
Yeah,
are like,
there's
what are you
this,
talking
what the
about?
Fuck these people. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Download Civilianization on iTunes and give me a 5-star rating.
What are you, an Uber driver?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Some Uber driver took me the wrong way. And I reported. No, it was lit. He took me like way around into East LA.
Oh,
And
shit.
I was like,
No.
and then I
When was
messaged
this?
him, like last week. I messaged Lyft and I was like,